Hello, viewers, and welcome to another weekly Weedle video. And for this week, we have a lovely guest who is Elo, or Elonias, who is a gym leader on the server. Alright, so Elo, tell us, what got you hooked on the PokeMC?
On the PokeMC itself?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had done a little bit of single-player Pixelmon, and I realized that the interaction is what really made Pokemon, in my opinion, work for me, because even playing single-player back in the day on the Game Boy, it wasn't just enough because I needed to interact with other people in order to fill out my Pokedex. So I went to find a multiplayer server for Pixelmon, and this is the one that I ended up liking the best of the ones I tried.
Nice. And so also, do tell us, what got you hooked on the Pokemon itself?
Well, I did Red and Blue Pokemon back in the day. One of those pioneers back then, before they actually had a trading card game in that. Yes, I'm that old. And I had some friends that also played it, but that's how I finally got the 150 Pokemon I needed, trading back and forth with a link cable that, since I never had another second Game Boy, I could never do that myself. And when Minecraft and the YouTubers that I followed did Pixelmon, I was intrigued. And I decided I was going to go back to it and try it out. And here I am.
Nice. Alright, so Elo, now to let our viewers know just a little bit more about you, what type of music do you like?
Well, that's a very interesting question because I have an eclectic taste in music.
Oh, and describe to us what that means.
It's varied and random. I do like country. I do like gospel. I am not so much into rap, but I have listened to way too much of it because of my brother. And pop songs sometimes. Those are the main genres.
Nice. Alrighty, and tell us, what type of hobbies do you have?
Magic the Gathering. That's the chief hobby. And I also like to play Dungeons and Dragons whenever possible. I had been searching for years for a good group after college.
Okay.
And I stumbled upon this online D&D group, which some of the viewers may know of, some may not. It's met all the players here on PokeMC, so...
And also, for some of our viewers that do not know, tell us, what is Magic the Gathering?
It is the first trading card game. Before Pokemon had a trading card game, there was Magic the Gathering. Richard Garfield, the creator of it, decided he would take the best aspects from like D&D, with all the dragons, the orcs, the goblins, all that kind of stuff, and the collectability of baseball cards, and fuse them together into a game. That's the simplest way to explain it.
Sounds interesting. Alrighty, and so now, Elo, what type of goals do you have 10 years from now?
Kids, owning a house, those kind of things. That's the biggest goals.
Very nice.
'Cause I'm an old fogey.
That's okay. It's good to have a family. Alrighty, and tell us, Elo, what is your favorite movie or genre of movies?
Well, okay. I have a number of different movies that I like in different genres, such as romance movies. I like A Walk to Remember. In like action, Braveheart stirred me a lot, and the Chronicles of Riddick. So those are some ones that I liked.
Very nice. Now do tell us, what is your favorite animal?
It is the armadillo.
Aw. So I guess you really like Sandshrew?
Actually, not so much Sandshrew. Sandslash is okay,
Ah.
because it actually has the more like shell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do like the art on Sandshrew, don't get me
Mhm.
wrong, but it doesn't scream to me like the 9-banded armadillo or anything.
Alrighty, Elo. If there was one thing that you could do or have in life, what would it be?
You mean like a superpower or anything like that? Or
It's up to your imagination.
Because that's the first thing that I can think of is having like a superpower.
Well, it can be a superpower if you want.
Teleportation would be very handy to make sure I'm not late for things.
Very nice.
That'd be cool.
I need it too. I mean, especially when you're walking outside and it's snowing heavy and you just wish you were in a building already, right?
Well, not so much that. It's just because I like the snow. I do.
Ah. I mean, I like
agree.
the snow too, but when it's heavy.
Oh, that's even more fun. Yeah. Just making sure that I don't have to like rush around and that, just to be able to pop over.
Yeah. Alrighty, Ela. And what type of topics interest you?
I like to read fantasy novels and the like, and also like fantasy-related mangas.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, right now I happen to like Pixelmon a good bit. Hence why I went and joined here and endeavored to become a gym leader. Because if I didn't like the Pixelmon, I wouldn't still be around.
This one's optional.
Yeah,
In case you don't know it. What type of Myers-Briggs personality are you?
I don't know exactly what Myers-Briggs stands for, but I know I'm more extroverted than introverted. That is one of those categories. And in Magic the Gathering, I'm more of a Timmy than a Johnny or Spike.
Alright. Well, thank you, Ela. Those are my questions. Michael, turn the floor over to you.
Hi. So I have a few questions. So we're interviewing a gym leader, so why not ask some gym leader questions? What how many challengers do you get, and what gym do you run?
Currently, I'm running the Water Gym. I am also qualified for the Thunder and /Steel Gym. And I haven't actually taken any challengers in that one yet because the other gym leaders have taken them. I don't often get a lot of challengers at the Water Gym because almost everyone wants to challenge the Rock and Ground Gym first. And that either frustrates them too much, or they just are taking multiple tries at that first. I do have a few that do try, and generally I prevail, but my last challenger did beat me. Dobby.
What's the level cap for the both gyms that you're running?
The Water Gym is level capped at 35, and the Thunder Steel Gym is level capped at 45.
Nice. And what can we like expect? Like, are they how well are they trained? Like, what do gym leaders have to do in order to get prepared to be a gym leader?
Well, knowing your EVs and IVs, your effort values and your individual values is key, and also your typings. What type will be good against what other type, and what's going to be good against you? That's definitely key. Sometimes you can make mistakes. That happens. Oh well, you live and learn. For instance, if I wanted to go and take on my secondary gym, which is the Thunder Steel Gym, you have to figure out what type of Pokemon you're expecting to fight and what they are going to be expecting you to bring, and try to either tailor your Pokemon for something that they're not expecting and will still be effective against them, or just outplan them as far as items go.
So, what are the general rules for for being in a gym battle for both the gym leader and the player?
Only 3 healing items are allowed, no revives. If you get disconnected, you are allowed to re-challenge that gym, because normally, and get refunded the money you paid up first. And you don't have to wait the 24 hours you normally would have to wait. You have to reset all your nicknames, because that will stop you from battling. And you cannot have any Pokemon that would not normally be at that level. And like say in my Water Gym, level cap's 35, I can't have Blastoise. That doesn't normally be at that level.
And neither can the challenger.
Correct.
Right. So talking about Blastoise, what's your thoughts on Mega Evolutions and gyms?
Honestly, they're not going to be that much more effective, because speed is a big key part in the gym, and the Charizard evolutions, the Blastoise and Venusaur Mega Evolutions do not give any extra speed.
Did not know that. And another question, how long have you been a gym leader?
Good question. It's been several months now, I think. At least 2 months that I've been the Water Gym leader. Probably closer to 3.
Were you a gym leader in any other gyms before becoming the Water Gym leader?
Nope. I realized that of the first 3 gyms, that those would be the ones that would be most challenged. There was already, in my opinion, enough people at the first gym at that time, and there was only one active one at the time for Water Gym, so I decided on that one.
And how, what does it take in order? I already asked the question on what does someone need to be ready to be a gym leader, but what do they have to do in order to be a gym leader?
You have to have posted on the forum under the gym leader applications, and you have to have your team already thought out what you're going to be using, what level, and when you apply, you have to state all that and whether or not you know what EV and IV training is.
And so you're talking a lot about IVs and EVs. What are those exactly?
Okay, so IVs are what a Pokemon is born with, what it's hatched with. It's called individual values. In one of 6 areas, you can have between 0 and 31. So, 31 being the best.
Right.
And most of the Pokemon I have on my gym team will have at least 5 of the 6 of them perfect at 31. Also, natures of your Pokemon will be key.
Right, and any because you're a battler, what do EVs do?
EVs are, or effort values, are additional training you can do to your Pokemon that will allow it to increase whatever stats according to the Pokemon that you have been facing. So, for instance, I beat down a bunch of Zubats. That's giving me speed. I beat down a bunch of Hoots. That's giving me HP. So I have to make sure that whatever those I've been beating up on correspond to what I want them to be on my Pokemon. Because those can give you the edge as far as, say, speed for you to attack first.
Right. And any other like what do held items like? You said something about held items. What exactly does certain held items that are commonly used do?
Well, for the very bulky Pokemon that I expect to take a few hits, I generally use something like Leftovers, because that restores some of my health every turn. Sometimes, if I really want to be fast, I'll use a Choice Scarf. But that locks me into one move. So there's the downside to that.
Right. So you have to really think strategy before going into the gym. Don't just go in with, like, let's say, under-leveled and just caught Pokemon.
Please. It's painful when someone brings me a half of a team of Pokemon that are all freshly caught, and I beat them up with a Pokemon that I don't even expect to live a few turns. It's very, very sad.
So yeah, you guys here at home, you guys heard it. That make sure you come prepared.
I mean, for example, this guy that I'm going to toss out here, I don't expect to last very long. Except he sweeps teams. And when I mean sweep, I mean he takes out every single one of their Pokemon. And it's a Quillfish.
That sounds too hard to believe, but I can see it happening.
Well, Quillfish are great setup hooks.
Yes, and that's his job, but the thing is, he's not supposed to be the one killing everything. He only knows 2 attacking moves, and one of them has to have the opponent smack me first.
So really think strategy, train your Pokemon, breed your Pokemon before
or have have someone breed them for you and just buy them. That's very viable too.
Right. So you want the best stats that you can get for whatever you're trying to do.
Yes.
Sounds pretty easy when you say it, but
Oh, it is not easy. Believe you me, one poor challenger faced off against me 6 times. One time he got me down to 2 of my Pokemon left. And on like the 3rd try I did that. And the 4th, 5th, and 6th attempts, he only knocked out 1. Because I learned from him as he was learning from me. I knew exactly what he was going to be doing when he threw out or did certain moves. I knew exactly how to counter them because he didn't think ahead as to what I would switch in with.
Because it can learn thunder moves and it's a water type against a water type gym.
Right.
Although that Thunderbolt still won't do anything against the water ground type.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you gotta think about that too. Additional typings.
Yes.
Right.
That brings me to my next point actually. You said stuff about rock ground. What does that mean? Because usually in Gen 1,
it was only rock.
Yeah, and ground was the 8th gym.
Well, so for our server here, there were typings that weren't originally in the 1st gen. Fairy wasn't in there, Dark wasn't in there, and Steel wasn't in there. All those kind of things, we didn't have that. so we have to put them somewhere. And since we decided the 8th gym was going to be anything, the one that makes most logical sense for the ground to be in is with the rock.
Yeah, so that so does that mean like they both have to be rock ground Pokemon?
No, they can be if they really want them to be, but they can be any typings that include rock or ground. Steelix is both ground and steel.
Then you also have like things like Aerodactyl, which is rock flying.
Right.
Right. I'm all out of questions. Willow, do you have any more?
I think I'm good. I feel like you bombarded poor Elo here with a whole bunch of gym leader questions. But yeah.
And the thing is, the gym leader is not limited to having only 6 Pokemon trained for his gym.
Ooh.
I have at least 10 trained already. I can switch up my team and I'll win. And I do. Quillfish may be my set of Pokemon for one challenger. It could be Lapras for the next. It could be Milotic. It could be any one of mine.
Wow. That's actually a lot to think about.
That means you just need to prepare
Yes.
when you battle gyms.
The bane of my existence was a Pokemon that I had bred and given to someone, and it swept me.
But that means you know you're a good breeder too.
Well, yeah, it was 98%.
But do you have any additional comments you want to add, Elo?
Long live the server!
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, that is it, peoples. And thank you for tuning in to the latest weekly Weedle. So we do have gyms on the server. If you would like to apply to be a gym leader, you can find the application to be a gym leader on the forums. There are plenty of spots open, so just look at the typings of each gym and see which one you might like to choose to run. Alright. Have a great day, peoples.
Have a good day.
Ta-ta!
And thank you, Elo.
Thank you, Elo.
No problem.